Hello friends, my name is Dr. Amit Chakravarti. I am the director of Sycon Group of Companies and the inventor of the world's first portable UPVC window manufacturing machine. If you want to set up your own UPVC window factory, then do contact us. We manufacture fully portable UPVC window manufacturing machines. We provide you with the complete training to make UPVC windows and doors, as well as we also provide you with the list of raw material suppliers on a pan-India basis, so that it is very easy for you to set up your own UPVC window factory. So let's start today's video. Today we will be speaking on touch lock hardware. Well, touch lock is a very commonly used hardware in the UPVC industry. If you see there are 100 sliding windows that are being made, then expect that in 95% of them touch lock hardware will be used. Now, because it is a very commonly used hardware, so people tend to make a lot of mistakes while buying them, which they don't understand. But later on, when the complaints come in, then they understand what mistakes that they have made. So I want you to know about all the mistakes, the common mistakes that people make while buying touch lock, so that in your project you don't have to repeat that. So let's start. The first thing that a customer, whenever he or she goes and sees a sliding window made out of UPVC, that person is not concerned about the profile, about the installation, nothing. The person looks at only two things. One, how smooth the window is moving. Number two, how smooth the opening and closing of the lock is. Now, these are the two things that every customer all over the world look at. And that is the reason it is very important for you to install and rather purchase a touch lock which is compatible as well as of the best quality. Now, hear me out. The first primary thing which we need to understand is what metal or materials a touch lock is made in. A touch lock is generally made in two kinds of metals. Number one, aluminum. Number two, zinc. Now, how to differentiate whether this touch lock is made out of aluminum or zinc? Whenever you take both the touch lock in both of your hands, then you'll see a substantial difference in weight of the aluminum and zinc material or the touch locks that are made out of them. Now, zinc is far higher in weight than aluminum because the density of zinc is more than aluminum. But this doesn't mean that zinc is more stronger than aluminum. Rather, if I take both the touch locks and I throw them on the ground in a very forceful manner, then you will see that the zinc touch lock will give up faster than the aluminum touch lock. So, if you are going for a project which is a common project where you need to install white colored touch lock or solid brown color touch lock or solid black color touch lock, in those cases I would always recommend you to buy an aluminum metal touch lock which you can use over there, and your work will be done in a very easy manner. But if your client is a bit upscale, if the project is a luxury project and your client wants some luxury colors from you, like they want mirror finish gold, mirror finish silver, mirror finish rose gold or brass color touch lock, in that case you have to use zinc material as the material for your touch lock, and you have to buy those material touch lock only. Now, why this is important? Because in aluminum you can only powder coat the material. Powder coat is a very good coating and it reduces the scratches and all kinds of rash behavior that falls on the hardware. But if you're going for zinc, then you get the additional facility of these luxury colors which you cannot get in aluminum. So both has their own advantages. So it depends on your project, that what kind of a project that you're working on. If you're working in a standard project, in a normal project, it is better to go with aluminum. And if you're going for a luxury project, then you have to use those kind of colors which the client will love to. Now, these kind of luxury colors are usually used in Middle Eastern countries and a little bit upscale countries. In those countries, they prefer to use more of zinc material touch lock rather than aluminum material touch lock. And how do we know these things? Because Sycon machines are exported in a global scale. There are a lot of countries where we export our products. That is the reason we have the knowledge of most of the countries, what kind of trend, what kind of material, what kind of things that they use in their country. Now let's go further, and I'll be taking you to a site where we'll be actually checking out a window and understand what are the other things that you need to keep in your mind before you purchase your touch lock. Let's go. Okay, now we have arrived at our site, and here we can see a UPVC window that is installed in this house. And here you can see there are two touch locks, one over here and another over here. Now whenever you get a touch lock, your hardware company will always ask you whether you want to buy a touch lock of left side or right side, and usually they sell it in pairs only. So you have to tell them whether you want the touch lock for the right side or left side if you are doing a repairing job. And if you are making a new window, you have to buy a pair of touch locks with one left and one right, because this touch lock over here is different from this touch lock. The inside mechanism is different. So you have to mention them that I want a pair of touch lock with one left and one right. Now we will be going near to the window and we will understand what are the other aspects that we need to keep in mind. We'll go near this touch lock and we will open this window, and we will see that there is one latch that you can see over here. If I take it close, you'll see this is the latch, and this latch, this is called the keeper. Now this keeper comes in two variants. One is made out of galvanized steel, that is called GI, and another is made out of stainless steel 304. Now let me close this. Now what you need to do is you need to always buy the SS304 graded stainless steel keeper. Never buy the galvanized steel keeper, because over time it will rot, and there is hardly some difference between the prices of both of them. And if you are making a window for your customer, it is better you pay a few pennies or a few rupees more to give them a better quality, which will not at all harm your profit. So always go for the SS304 category or quality UPVC keeper whenever you are buying a touch lock. Never ever buy a galvanized steel zinc plated keeper. So this is another thing. And one more thing that I am going to show you in another window. First, you see in this window, whenever we are opening the touch lock, this mechanism which happens, this happens because there is a spring inside. Now this is installed, so I cannot show you the spring, but whenever this is open, the touch lock is in an open condition. Whenever you buy the touch lock, you will be able to see the spring. Now always remember that the spring inside the body of the touch lock, should also be made out of SS304 graded stainless steel. The spring inside is also made out of galvanized steel, which is zinc plated. We do not want that. It hardly costs anything. So it's better you use those companies' touch lock which has SS304 graded spring inside the touch lock. Now the third aspect which you need to see is, whenever you are pressing this touch lock, this one is moving very smoothly. Whenever I press it, it comes back. Whenever I press it, this comes back. In many cases, you will see that whenever you press the touch lock, it stays in that position and it doesn't come back. This mechanism has to be smooth. So the best way is to, whenever you buy a touch lock, you should randomly take out a piece of a touch lock from the box or the many touch lock that you are buying, open the packet and check by pressing the button or the bottom portion of the touch lock whether the action of the touch lock is smooth or not. If it is not, then there will be complaint in that. Let me show you a window where this kind of a complaint is there so that you can understand what kind of problem can happen later on. So friends, we have arrived at a window where the complaint of the touch lock is, and what I am trying to show you is, let's see, whenever I am pressing this bottom portion of the touch lock, it stays back, and if I push it from the back, only then it comes up. Can you see that? The action of the touch lock is not smooth. So this is the kind of complaint that you might get from your customer. So what you need to do is, whenever you are buying a touch lock in a big quantity, then just randomly take out 2-3 packets from the touch lock box and you can check whether the action of the touch lock is smooth enough or not. If it is not, because generally what my experience says, that if the problem is there, then the problem will happen in the whole lot. So if it's a big lot, you can check 2-3 pieces and then you can understand whether the quality of the touch lock is good for you. And if you see that you are buying a very small quantity, then I would recommend you open all the boxes. It will hardly take 5 or 10 minutes and you check the action of the touch lock before you are installing them. So this is an important aspect which you need to keep in mind. So friends, I hope I could make you understand what are the very important aspects that you need to look into before you buy and install a touch lock for your project, because the quality of your project will always depend on the kind of hardware and the materials that you use. So I would like to take your leave today, and I hope that you enjoyed the video and I hope you could learn something out of the video. And we'll soon come again with another video which is as informative as this one. Till then, take care of your family and health.